Man, I can't wait till I get on. I can't wait till I get on. I can't wait till I get on. I can't wait till I get on.
Don't lose your soul. Hey.
So you should chew your face while you sing this.
Here we go. Down by the beach, all partying down, making love or just riding around to soothe your soul.
Well, I don't know that song.
Hey, y'all, welcome to the mashup. This is another
That was
musical.
really good. Yes. I like that one.
That
a
was
lot.
another musical
I
intro.
like that one better.
Yeah. Hey, that was a good song.
Yeah.
Definitely. That was another musical intro.
We're gonna
by
let Davey
War.
be music. What's a fancy joint? Music.
Music
Director.
Music director.
Music director.
Musical attaché.
For copyright purposes, that was War. But how you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Mashup. How you doing, Miss Watts?
I'm doing good. I'm all day sitting in the park, doing what lovers do.
And what is that?
Sitting in the park. Drinking Patuxent.
Drinking Patuxent, Gentleman Stout, on a good sunny day.
A gentleman and a scholar in
There
the park.
it is. Hey, guys, we're on another episode. As you know, we are still trying to get into the groove of things, but you know us, we are always just going to let it loose and let it ride. But we are coming off of another great week, an eventful week. We saw a new president installed.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of things happen, but we ain't going to touch too much in that because we are neutral. But we have a fantastic show coming up for you guys today. As you know, on the Mashup, we always like to highlight local businesses, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, businesses in general, just businesses that are making our county great.
Yes.
Definitely.
And Jean did a phenomenal interview with a wonderful business who
Yes.
had all of us in here salivating, looking at what they do.
So let me tell you, you'll see on the interview, but put it this way, when I got a sample of food, I didn't let nobody eat it except for me, not even Trinice,
didn't.
not even nobody
Sure
here in the building,
didn't.
because I ate it all. But this company that we are going to be interviewing, they have a fantastic story. It's two young ladies, and basically just not to tell the interview, all right, but they do this in the remembrance of their mother.
Yes.
You know, and I promise you, it's not a tear-jerking it's not a tear-jerking story, but it is a story of inspiration, and it just comes to show you how other entrepreneurs get their inspiration to start
Absolutely.
businesses.
Passion and purpose.
Yes, so
Yeah.
stay tuned, and also be aware this is our first time doing interviews second time, sorry.
I'm about to say, you
My
know,
first time. Because
we
you knocked
we
out that
slight
interview.
professionals
Right.
now.
We are straight Zoom interview professionals.
Jean
all right?
taught me how to work a background and everything.
Y'all gonna see this, all right? We got
It's
the background
amazing.
going. It's gonna be vicious, but definitely stay tuned for our interview with Yellow House Yummies coming back at you. Please tell us how Yellow House Yummies came to fruition.
Yeah. So I think this one is for me. So essentially what happened was I went to Stony Creek, Virginia, which is where my mother grew up. She was born and raised. And I was visiting my grandmother because my husband was like, we need to visit our grandparents during this season. Mm-hmm. And when I got there, technically the recipe is my grandmother's recipe. So let's.
Okay. So it's your grandmother's recipe.
My grandmother, the beautiful Geraldine Flowers, she started making the rice pudding, and it was like a staple at family events. You know, Thanksgiving, Christmas. You knew that rice pudding was going to be on the buffet line. Mm-hmm. So. With that being said, I went to visit my grandmother, and she had made a rice pudding, but she made it the way that my mother would make it because she wanted me to take it to my father before we went home to the DC area. So I met my dad with some Tupperware. We got the rice pudding, and when I got home and ate it, I called Erica. I go, "Oh my gosh, it tastes just like mom's. Like, this is crazy." Wow. And at the same time, simultaneously, you know, the election was over. We had the new Black woman VP. And I was just hearing stories about Black women starting businesses and them being very successful. So there was a pie company, is a pie company by the name of Lush Yummies Pie Company, and it's a young Black woman, and she took a fourth generation pie recipe from her family, and she has successfully monetized that thing to the point that it was on Oprah's list of her favorite things this Christmas.
Okay.
So thinking about that, thinking about the recipe, thinking about my sister's background in supplier diversity, I call her and I'm like, Erica, minimally, let's just get the recipe down packed so we can pass it down from generation to generation. But in addition to that, we understood the popularity of the recipe from growing up. And I said, I really think we can sell this. Like, I think this is something we can monetize. And it was something that my mother wanted to do before she passed away. So Erica was on board. She's like, let's do it. And essentially, that's kind of how it all got started. We went from there, but that was the genesis of the Yellow House Yummies kind of starting up.
So I guess what everybody wants to know, and how did the name Yellow House Yummies come to fruition?
Yeah. So Yellow House means a lot of things, right? So basically, it starts with the first Yellow House. So the first Yellow House was my grandmother's house, right? So in Stony Creek, Virginia, it's a house that's right off 95. You can see it off the highway. Well, you could. It's torn down now. But that was the original Yellow House. So we would gather there. My mom came from a large family. She was the oldest girl out of 8 children. And so holidays were insane. We would always have, big, loud, boisterous Christmases, and they would be filled with political conversations, and we would get our chance to debate, but always
a typical Black family.
Right, good and loud.
Exactly.
And we would always have delicious food, and that rice pudding was there. So that Yellow House began there. And then if you take it a step further, growing up, we grew up in a white house with yellow shutters. So again, the second Yellow House, that was Boonesboro Court in Chesterfield, Virginia. And so that's where we grew up. So that was the second Yellow House. And then you just think, what is a house? It's where things are nurtured, where things are grown, right? And so, and my mother's favorite color was yellow. Even when she passed, I don't know if you remember, at the funeral, we all wore yellow. It was her favorite color. And so she's the Yellow House, right? Like, we are birthed from the Yellow House. So the Yellow House just represents so many different journeys and so many different things for us. So we thought house is food and comfort and recipes and traditions, but yellow is just something that always represents life and happiness. And so we just taken the Yellow House all throughout our journey. So that's why we thought, well, if we would give birth to the vision that she had before she passed, it has to be the Yellow House Yummies. And Yummies is just delicious, wonderful things.
Exactly. It is.
The name came
from. And I'm going to tell you, one of the things I observe what sets you guys apart, because, what is the singer name? Patti LaBelle's Sweet Potato Pies.
She's our competitor.
That's a competitor now.
Patty, we coming for you.
Coming. Pies everywhere, or pudding.
One of the things that which drew me to you guys, and what wanted me to not what wanted me, but basically what wanted me to bring you guys onto our podcast was the story of how you guys got started. It was basically another way to extend the legacy of your mother, and just the name of your establishment, the Yellow House Yummies. It was just beautiful. And not only is everybody gets into entrepreneurship and gets into businesses to make money and to do things, but also I feel like you guys were to share your story and the legacy of your mother, because your mother was a great woman. Definitely, she was a great woman, and you guys are examples of her greatness.
Thank you.
And I'm
just
really
extending that out.
Jean, because one thing that me and my sister always wanted to do was find a way to continue on our mother's legacy, but we were kind of looking for other people to do it. Like, she was very active in the church, so we were like, the church should name a room after her. Or like, she worked for the state of Virginia in the Department of Corrections, and she was very influential there. So we're like, they should name a building after her or do these things. And one day I said to Eric, we were looking for other people to carry on our mother's legacy, but that's our job. Like, she lives inside of us. Each one of us have different traits that represent her and who she was as a woman. And the rice pudding was something that she was very passionate about. So I'm like, what better way to really live on her legacy in a fun, cheerful, comforting manner like this? So it was kind of like the light bulb went off, like, no, this is our responsibility. It doesn't belong to someone else. It belongs to us. So it definitely came full circle.
And guess what? And knowing your mother from the time that I knew her, you know, I know she liked to be around people. And what brings people around? Food. You know, now Erica had the pleasure and the blessing to be married to a guy who also likes food just as much as I do, you know, and he helps you guys. He is an integral part of Yellow House Yummies.
Yes.
Is he around?
He is around. I have to tell you the story as he comes around over here. But actually, the rice pudding recipe, my mom did not pass it down to me and my sister. She gave it to Terrence.
Tell us the story. What happened?
Yes, she gave it to Terrence. So here he is right here. Come on over.
In there. And introduce yourself. How you doing,
hey, everyone? Sir? Hey, I'm Terrence. I'm Erica's husband.
All right, hold on. You're fading out from the background. There you go. Stay still. There you go.
Yeah.
So. And you are an integral part of Yellow House Yummies, correct?
Oh yeah, man. Anytime the wife had an idea and my sister had an idea of doing the rice puddings and stuff like that, I was asked pretty much to start cooking.
Okay. Now
he's the executive chef.
Let me just tell the audience that he himself is an entrepreneur, and this is amazing that this is a family of entrepreneurs. All right. He, along with another friend of the brewery and a friend of the family and friend of everybody, have their own business, Taste Buds.
Yep.
And they have been serving Southern Maryland and Prince George's County with delicious barbecue for a long time. Right. And we definitely got to get you guys on here. All right.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Now, along with the rice pudding, there's something else that you guys have, Yellow House Yummies, that is near and dear to my heart and near and dear to a lot of people's heart. There's something else on the menu. Erica, do you mind sharing that?
Yes, that is the famous sweet potato cornbread that was fashioned and designed in the heart of Terrence. When did you make that up? I don't even know.
And I made it up a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago. And he always adds extra fun ingredients. The main featured one is fried apples. So he adds that to the mixture. And it's just a little slice of, it's dessert, it's dinner, it's breakfast, it's anything you want it to be.
So I can honestly say, I received a sample. I did not share it with my rest of my co-owners at the brewery of the sweet potato cornbread, because I ate it all. And literally, you can eat it with everything. You can have it for breakfast. You can have it for lunch. You can have it for dinner. You can have it for dessert. Pair it with vanilla ice cream. Yes, it is good. You can heat it up. You can drizzle whatever you want on it. It is good.
Butter, whipped cream.
Yes, everything.
It don't need no more butter. Believe me.
It is good. But you know, just incorporating the rice pudding, the sweet potato cornbread, you know, just incorporating all of these things, it just brings a lot out about your mother, because all of these things bring people together. Because when the food is good, people are going to come and eat it, and they're going to be together, they're going to eat it together, and they're going to talk about it, you know. And that's one of the things, again, like I said, that attracted me to you guys' business. So at this point in time, tell me some future things that you're probably thinking about doing with the business. Or before you even get to that, tell me exactly how does your business work as far as getting the product to the people?
Did you want to take that, or you want me to do it, Erica?
You got it. Go ahead.
Okay. So one other thing that's also on our menu is, because this is my favorite food on the planet, so we can't go without saying the macaroni and cheese.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, we can't leave that out, because that is a Racine request always. And Terrence is the chef of that one. Our mother did also make the macaroni and cheese. Erica took that recipe and kind of made it her own. I think Terrence built upon it, and it is perfection. No
I
lies,
appreciate that,
all
Racine.
facts. All facts. I mean, it's the best mac and cheese ever. So I dare you to tell me something different. Anyways, that's the third yummy. But so what we're currently doing right now is the way our business works is Eric and I also have a 9 to 5 and Terrence. So, we don't want to be slaving in the kitchen, just whipping up rice puddings and mac and cheeses and whatever on demand when people call it. So we're trying to control the demand of the product. And the way we're doing that is just letting people know when we're cooking, when we're actually going to be delivering or be available for pickup for different services. So we started with our soft launch in December, and we took the month of January off. Want to help you all lose some pounds because we know y'all gained some weight from eating that.
With the sweet potato cornbread, I done gained about 5 of my pounds. I done lost about 20 pounds during COVID. I done gained about 5 of those pounds back with the sweet potato. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate it.
Y'all gained some weight eating those delicious treats.
Good 5 pounds, Jim. Good 5 pounds.
To act like you was gonna lose some weight. But we're coming back strong for Black History Month. We cannot go without showing our face and giving you all some comfort food for Black History Month. So you'll see some posts on our Instagram handle, on our Facebook site. We're gonna devise a form to make ordering the yummies easy and accessible for everyone. And we'll specify certain dates that you can place an order, and we'll be in your local area for you to come pick them up. And we'll probably give you all another month off in the month of March, but don't worry, because we're gonna have your Easter dinner ready for you.
Awesome. Now, I just want to touch on one thing. You mentioned how you guys still have 9 to 5 jobs. And as you know, with Patuxent Brewing Company, most of the ownership, we still have 9 to 5 jobs, and we still do this. What has your experience been being an entrepreneur and also working in 9 to 5? And also, both of you guys are married with kids, beautiful kids. How has that experience been? And telling us this, again, we have many people who watch our show, and many people who want to be entrepreneurs, and the balance of it all. Let me hear your experiences from that.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what Racine said, we really had to control the demand because it started to get a little out of control, especially during our soft lunch.
Yeah, that soft lunch.
I mean, people were like, "Ooh, give me all the food," and we were like, "Okay, y'all, like I gotta work, I gotta wrap these Christmas gifts." Like it was a lot going on. So I would say the biggest thing when you're trying to manage, right? I have 2 children; they're both in school. We're all home. We're all virtually learning and virtually working. I've had a demanding job. My job has slacked off a teensy bit, but not really. And so just in terms of what responsibilities I have and things I have to do, is I just try to manage the day just because it does get overwhelming. And so, that's why we had to take off the month of January so that we can regroup and think about the best way to launch, the way that's sustainable, a way that, like we said, we can control the demand and ensure that we're able to meet, our customers where they are, because people wanted us to deliver all over the place. They wanted us to be in Virginia Beach and just places that, we weren't able to expand to yet. Yeah. I mean, and we have family there, and we were trying to think of a way to make it happen. We're just like, we're just not quite there yet. So I think just limiting, what we're able to do, launching in a very sustainable way, and controlling our success, limiting the area that we're servicing, and just being really, really deliberate and strategic about that. And even as Racine kind of rolled out the process that we're going to be embarking on, kind of the drops every other month, even being strategic there as we think of the menu, think of the summertime yummies, because they're going to be different than the winter yummies, thinking about what people want, and thinking of anticipating the demand, it's still a lot, even while we control it. So I just think you have to understand what it is. And I always tell people this in my 9 to 5, because I advise businesses, minority-owned businesses, diverse-owned businesses, how to successfully launch. And what I end up telling them is, are you sure you want this contract? Because once you get it, it's serious business. And
hold on, shameless plug.
Yes.
Miss Gibson did help us, Patuxent Brewing Company, when we were transitioning, when COVID first hit. Definitely, we had a couple of Zoom meetings where she helped us in terms of how to transition in our marketing strategies and how to do things in a new COVID environment. Yeah. So definitely shout out to you for that.
Yeah, go supplier diversity. But this is when these large companies are trying to do business, right, with minority-owned companies. And I definitely love to give advice, but I had to take my own advice, right? Ensuring that I am not doing something that I'm not able to handle. So you just have to be careful when you want to do business with a big brand, you know, big companies, because that demand hits, and then you have to be able to supply things that that come with that. So it's still difficult. You have to be very thoughtful about that. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but I just wanted to throw that out.
Oh, don't worry. You're going to be back on. You're going to be back on the mashup, because we got a whole other subject to talk to you about. Definitely.
All right, I love it.
So what I want to ask you too is, where do both of you guys see Yellow House Yummies within the next year or two? Where do you guys see yourself?
What you think? Short-term vision, Racine, or you want me to go? You want to do it or me?
Well, I'll do the short term, and you can talk about our long term after I say that. So right now, we're just aiming to be a distributor of our cherished recipes in the DC metropolitan area. We want to be, you know, a go-to for individuals when they're celebrating. During COVID, when, like, let's be honest, you don't have nothing to look forward to but what you're gonna eat.
Exactly. Food is a very important subject.
I just told Erica that that's probably what we're gonna probably look for, this chicken spot in Virginia tomorrow. And that's like my exciting thing, and watch some football on Sunday. So
it's exciting. You know, it's exciting.
Food is good.
Like I would say, COVID has brought the food industry and the beverage industry up above anything else, you know, and because even with our company, COVID has helped us out a lot, because you're in the house, and what are you going to do? Netflix, eat, and drink something, you know. And I mean, that's all there is to do.
All you doing.
I mean, and even with you guys' food, you know, you're going to include the family that you can have in your bubble. You know?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna go back to that cornbread. I didn't let my children eat it at all. I was like, look, it's in my refrigerator. You don't touch it. I was like, you get a little slice, you get a little slither. That's it. It was that good. I'm telling you. All right, sorry, I digress.
No, you're fine. I mean, you just built on what I was saying. Yeah, all we can really look forward to is what we're going to eat. And a lot of the people that partook in our soft launch, they were like, that was probably one of the best meals I've had throughout the quarantine. Wow. Because it was. So, you know, we still want to be like that go-to for, you know, those delivery of these specialized goods. We're not trying to, you know, branch out too far and have too many yummies or things that we're creating. As Erica really hit home, we want to be sustainable. We want to do what we can control and what's predictable and what we can efficiently, you know, give our customers on a regular basis.
So that dovetails into my next question. What, besides you two being two African-American females, what separates you from the pack? Because, you know, you have, you know, your guys who make the Jamaican patties and everything. What would you say? What do you want to say to all of our listeners and everybody who watches our podcast? What separates you from everyone else?
That's a good question. I mean, my gut instinct, and Racine, feel free to jump in if I'm missing something. But for me, I say the love and the passion and the story behind it. You know, I think that's what makes us unique. You know, the ability and the desire to want to honor our mother. The spirit she had, y'all don't understand. Like, she did not
talk about it.
I'm about to go into it. I'm about to go. Well, she did not play when it came to hosting people, right?
Yep.
If you ran out of food, that was a disgrace. You don't run out of food, you know, when you're serving people. It has to be hot. It has to be hot. It cannot be lukewarm. That food has to come piping off the oven. There was a standard of excellence at Thanksgiving. She would make herself almost sick, you know, at Thanksgiving if that food wasn't right. And she would say, look at me, I'm in here slaving like a dog, but it had to be the way it had to be. She'd be mad slaving like that dog.
And I'm gonna tell you, to add on to that,
yeah,
I think that transferred down to her brothers, because I don't know if you guys remember, we went over to your uncle's house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That food.
Well, and that's the thing. We have the Pulliams. That's our, my mom's family name. The Pulliams are cooks. The boys cook. My grandma, when they were younger, they cooked in a restaurant off 95, and maybe it was 301 back then. Not sure, but they cooked.
That's old 301.
Yeah, they cooked in the restaurant there. And then my uncle Frank, the one's house you went to, he was a cook in the restaurant. My mom was a waitress. They did not play. They had to have that food ready, hot, and delicious. And eating for them too, it was like a sport. You got home, you had to jump in and get in where you could get in.
You better get in where you fit in.
5 brothers and 3 girls. It was not a game. So yeah, absolutely, it definitely extends from the original Yellow House down to us. And I think that's the difference. Maybe other families are similar, but no families like our family, right? We have our own unique story. And so I just say that's what it is. That passion and that fire, it's in every recipe. It's in everything that we do.
And then I personally just think the taste of the rice pudding has a unique taste of not being a standard. You walk.
It's definitely not the standard.
Yeah, you walk into a buffet and you see that white rice pudding. That's not what it is.
Describe it.
Got
Please
that
describe it. Describe it.
Taste to it. That buttery, but you got your raisins in it as well. That just pops out when you put in your mouth, and when you eat it or whatnot. And
pause.
I just
sorry. We joke on the podcast.
I knew you was gonna get me, Gene. But no, I'm just saying, like, the taste to myself is just a unique taste. Until I joined the family, I had never had rice pudding like that ever, and I like rice pudding, but I had never had nothing unique like that before.
Wow.
And to piggyback off of what Terrence just said, that was what I told Erica. I was like, who out here making rice pudding? Nobody. Everybody's making a sweet potato pie, a pound cake. There's just predictable things that you're going to see in the stores, and you're going to see 10, 30 different brands all making the same thing. Nobody makes rice pudding. So I felt like that was definitely like a huge distinction for us. And then because of the quality of the taste, that smooth, rice texture, you can't even taste the rice. That's a part of it that makes it so good. It's not that gritty taste, but like a smooth custard.
I'm telling you, it's excellent.
Custard,
And I'm telling you, if you're listening to us right now, you're probably drooling while you're driving or while you're working out, because we're talking about food. This go around on the PVC, and I'm drooling right now. You can't see it, but I'm drooling. I want some more white pudding. But what?
I'm sorry. There was one thing that there was a video from my pastor this past Sunday, and it just rung in my heart. He said, "If you want to have a vision, you only need one thing. Famous Amos only had cookies.
Yep,
that's all he needed." Cookies. He said Colonel Sanders, all he needed was chicken, and he makes some finger licking good chicken. And I was just like, wow, I just felt like the recipe is a gift. And a lot of families have gifts like that, recipes or things that have been passed down to them. And God will put it in your hands. He says, I've given you more than enough.
Come on, preach.
It is.
On it. So I think that just started to like bubble up inside of me to the point where I was like, Erica, we got to do this. And if we fail, okay, well, at least we tried. We took a step out there.
Well, I'm telling you this, you are not failing, because my last look, hold on, let me go, and please shout out your Instagram name.
Yeah, Instagram name is it's at Yellow House Yummies. And everything, all of our handles are at Yellow House Yummies.
And you'll see it, Mashup Crew, you'll see it at the bottom right here. We'll
Facebook,
right there.
Yellow House Yummies, Twitter, Yellow House Yummies. Everything is Yellow House Yummies.
And they actually have picture examples of the food.
It's delicious.
Yes, so definitely. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys are not failing at all. All right, not at all.
Thank you.
And again, with Mashup, one of the things we like to do, we like to just put on Front Street local businesses. They're located primarily in Prince George's County and Charles County, which is basically like this. You cross the line, you're there. But another thing that we like to do is minority-owned businesses and women-owned businesses, and that fits into the minority category, So definitely, we're going to pump you up.
Thank you.
I've already talked to both of you guys. We look to see you at the brewery pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Because all of that will go good with beer because I've experimented here at my house with the food and beer. I already got some beer pairings for it. We'll discuss that later.
Ooh.
But definitely we are excited about you guys' business and definitely I know you guys got some good things coming in the future. So please, again, for closing remarks, where can they find you and order? Just tell everybody the process, tell everybody your handles. This is your quick time to put it all out there.
Yeah, so super quick, everything you can find us. Like I said, Instagram is probably the best place. It's going to be at Yellow House Yummies, and all of our handles are at Yellow House Yummies. Look out for our Black History Month post. They'll be coming February 1st. It will have instructions and links to our forms to order our Black History Month bundles. So we're ready for that. We're going to have a new yummy. It's going to be a meat. Get ready.
Don't tell them.
I'm not gonna tell them yet. They gotta get ready for it. So you
gotta follow Yellow House Yummies.
Yes, Yellow House Yummies on Instagram.
Figure out what it's gonna be. All right.
Ooh, yes, I like it. So look up for our post at the top of February with all that information.
Excellent, ladies. Look, I've been wanting to get you guys on here for so long. Thank you for blessing the mashup with your presence.
Oh.
Chef Terrence.
Yes,
executive chef.
Yeah, executive chef. Thank you for coming on.
Oh yeah,
we
man.
Really appreciate it. Hold on. The crew wants to know, Racine, what is in your cup?
Oh, the crew. Water.
Water. All right, we got water in the cup. All right.
Boring.
All right. And Erica has water too. Yep.
Yeah, I'm killing it over here.
Hold on. Water in
the Moscow Mule cup.
That's in the Moscow Mule cup. Okay. We're going to
I was trying to
add some flavor to the Charles County water. All right. Nice. Hey, guys, thank you for coming on to the mashup. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, definitely. We cannot wait to have you guys back on. And definitely, we have so much to discuss on our next round. All right, because we're going to talk to Ms. Gibson about diversity.
Yes.
Yes. Do you mind sharing just real quick your new title?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure. So I am Assistant Vice President and Director of Supplier Diversity at Liberty. So
yes, you see those commercials. They have the most awesome commercials, all right?
A whole bunch.
The best commercials, yeah.
Exactly.
So that's the newest gig. Yep.
We are going to have a great conversation on diversity because guess what? In the brewing industry, all right, Black brewers, we're not. There's not too many of us. But guess what? We're actually taking over. These past couple of years, you're seeing more and more, minority-owned breweries that are coming up,
Absolutely.
and definitely out on the West Coast, out on the East Coast, we're making a splash, and we're making a splash in a whole bunch of industries. So we're going to have Ms. Gibson come on, and she's going to discuss that, and we're going to have some fun. Racine, we thank you for coming on also. All right.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And I'm not going to leave you out because guess what? In your field of work, you are definitely a minority in your field. So we are definitely going to have you back on too. We're going to be discussing because on the mashup, we discuss everything. We're not just a beer podcast. We discuss everything. And definitely we want to always put our people and just anybody, and especially minorities, out on Front Street and just drop the knowledge. Okay. So thank you guys for coming on. Remember, follow Yellow House Yummies on Instagram. You guys got a Facebook page yet?
Yep, we got a Facebook page. Yep, so you can just look up, and if you just literally type in Google or type in your Facebook handle, Yellow House Yummies, will pop up. We're on Twitter as well, so we are all over the place. Yep.
All right, and get ready for that February, Black History Month
bundles. Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, I called it the bundle. Because when I say dump, they're gonna drop it on you because that's how I'm telling you.
They are.
They're gonna drop it on you. All right. So hey, all right, guys, this was a great interview. Thank you guys for coming on. Really appreciate it. All right. Take it easy. Have fun.
All right. Bye.
All right, welcome back.
So good, man.
That was a good interview.
That was
I'm drooling.
really good.
I'm definitely drooling.
Yeah.
So, I just realized we've been doing the mashup now for a couple of episodes now. I think we're getting good at this, right? This whole podcast thing.
As long as Deanne keep crapping the whip
Exactly.
at us.
And look,
That's all I was going to say.
As always, we got to give a shout out to Miss D, our producer extraordinaire. She does everything, on this side of the house. And I'm telling you, she is totally awesome. And definitely look out for her and Watts pretty soon. Can we announce that?
Yeah.
Pink Boots? Yes.
No, I'm saying, yeah.
Go ahead. Well, announce the Pink Boots.
Thank you. So, if you'll know, as he was saying, me and Deanne will absolutely be helping the Pink Boots collaboration brew. It's this March 8th.
Yep.
And we'll be with other amazing women from Checker Spots to Tin Ike to, goodness.
Oh, I feel bad. What is the other brew?
It's numerous.
Numerous. It's going to be a whole bunch
brewers.
and you guys are doing it at Checker Spot, correct?
We are. It's going to be a
Yes.
15-barrel brew that will be canned up, will be sold. And again, those proceeds are vitally important because, that money goes to funding scholarships, through Pink Boots and all kinds of other good things to
And
help
they're
out
looking to
women
start back up
brewers.
the Baltimore chapter again,
They
correct?
They are. You know how I feel about my B-more, man.
Definitely. So be on the lookout for that. And we just got a whole bunch of things coming up. On our next episode, we got some more announcements coming up. We got another great interview coming up. I'm going to give you a clue. It's a tattoo parlor.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, not even a parlor, tattoo studio. All right, so please stay tuned for that interview. And like I said, we got a whole bunch of things that will be coming up. All right.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we haven't decided on an official beer. Of course, we have, thanks to Yakima, Chief, we do have a Pink Boots hop blend.
Yes.
But we have not decided on what type of actual beer fermentation or style that we will be doing. So if you have suggestions, don't be scared,
Yes.
hit us up and let us know what you're thinking.
Definitely. All right, so I think we can close out today. All right. Do you want to sing something while we leave?
I would like to sing this song and dedicate it to you all.
Oh, 2 seconds.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
She been drinking a lot of our product. Oh, man. But look, it's always fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you for coming and watching the mashup. And remember to check us out on all of our platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, everything. And if there's any other platforms you want to see us on, let us know, because we still got to check out this Clubhouse thing, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. Take it easy. God bless. We love you.
Love y'all.
The Mashup at Patuxent Brewing Company is a podcast hosted and written by Gene Lott and Trinice Watts. Video production, audio, lighting, and editing provided by Deanne Reed. Opening titles music is When I Get On by Little Joseph, featuring Calivra. Bumper music is courtesy of the Backyard Band. Other sound sources can be found at audiojungle.net. The views of our guests expressed on the mashup are not necessarily the views of Patuxent Brewing Company, but they are protected by the First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. Many thanks to our guests and our supporters across the digital spectrum. We appreciate everyone who visits our tap room and those who buy our beers at their local restaurants and retail outlets. The mashup may be viewed on YouTube and heard across several social media outlets. Check our website for listings at patuxentbrewing.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. The Mashup at Patuxent Brewing Company is a copyrighted broadcast and may not be reproduced in whole or in part without the expressed written permission of Patuxent Brewing Company.